Hello guys, it's Tony here from volokinproject and welcome to my new series Tribute to. Basically what I'm going to do is get an old Android phone which was interesting one way or another, or it is a flagship, and make video about it, let's say about 10 years later down the line. So in today's video, the Axon 7 Mini, guys. Now this is the second generation Axon devices. First, I think about 2 years before, we had the Axon, the original Axon, and this is the original Axon Mini. Very interesting device for its time, guys, in particular with these grills for the speakers over here. But basically what ZTE was trying to do is kind of an audiophile phone with a premium feeling, and they definitely succeeded, because I think they're still doing the Axon series, by the way. Let me know in the comment section below if you're interested in the first generation Axon 7 over here. I'm gonna do that in a separate video, but today let's talk about the Axon 7 Mini. Now I had the full fat Axon 7 phone back in the day. It's one of my most successful reviews, by the way, and one of my all-time favorite phones. I bought it from Germany because it was considerably cheaper there. I'm really not sure why ZTE is pushing in the German market and not in the UK market, but nevertheless it's still the case here. The ZTE devices are still too expensive and very hard to find, and rarely no one buys them. Now, very quick unboxing, guys. A really nice box, excellent presentation over here. The visual communication is very well laid out. It shows you what exactly to expect inside the box. I'm really not sure if I bought this case by myself, by the way, or it was coming down in the pack, but regardless, we have a silicone case over here. Have a look at this package over here, guys. Earbuds, absolutely Apple style, but nevertheless we've got the cable here and the charger. Now I was very lucky to find this as new condition unit, pretty much, guys. It works just fine. It's running a very outdated Android 5 or something version, but have a look at that. I'm really not sure if my Xperia shooting gear over here can represent the colors correctly, but that's a really nice gold color with a very slight hint of rose gold, guys. Really interesting device. It was trendy back in the day, I would say, and it's made of very nicely feeling aluminum over here. The fingerprint reader is of very high quality, guys. The 16 megapixel rear camera, you've already seen some photos, or if you haven't, you can have a look at some over here. It's definitely, well, pretty bad. Apart from this particular photo, I'm not sure how this phone pulled this photo, with my shaky hands in the wind of this dandelion, but looks absolutely amazing, guys. Nevertheless, we have a flash over here at the bottom, USB-C and a microphone. On the sides, we have the power button, volume buttons, 3.5mm jack with Dolby Atmos. It sounds pretty good, guys, but it's not loud enough. That is the problem. Inside the phone we have 3 gigs of RAM with 32 gigs of storage, which was kind of generous back in the day, to be honest with you, particularly due to the fact that that was a cheaper device. It was retailing for about £250, 300 euros, not far off from the full-fat ZTE Axon 7, which was about 400, but nevertheless, if you wanted a smaller phone, 5.2-inch screen, 1080p Super AMOLED screen. The screen is absolutely beautiful. By the way, you didn't have that many options, really. So that was one way to go. Also, look at that. There's a very nice reach over here. Let me get my camera to focus. Really nice reach over here on the speakers, and they sound absolutely phenomenal, guys, with really nice 3D effect. I'm absolutely stunned with these speakers. They sound better than the majority of the phones nowadays. Can you imagine that? And one other thing about the ZTE software that has always been their issue is that it looks absolutely beautiful. Let me reduce the brightness of the screen a little bit so it doesn't change the video. It looks absolutely beautiful. There was no black themes back in the day. That was relatively new. But the thing is, updates. You don't even have the option for updates over here. And from as long as I remember, you had to download a separate update, put it on the memory card, but you only had like 1 year of update and pretty much that's it. Nothing has changed, to be honest with you. I recently made a video about the Nubia, where is it, Z50, and how you have to update it manually, but the ZTE's website is down, so you can't really. Anyways, watch it if you're interested. But yeah, software wise, everything works, everything is nice and clean. It's just you don't have the updates, that's about it. And in terms of performance, that's where they've made a mistake over here, guys. Snapdragon 617, 8-core processor, really hungry processor, really not the best performance, terrible gaming performance from the GPU, overall high battery drain. Now, considering the bigger model had poor battery life, this one is even poorer, guys. Yesterday I went outside, I took exactly 4 photos and 2 videos, and I didn't do anything else with the phone. I turned it off, 20% gone. So for 5 minutes usage, 20% gone, which means that you're looking at probably about 3 hours of screen on time on this phone tops, or even lower than that, which is an absolute shame. But nevertheless, guys, that was the short format of videos that I'm going to be doing about the Tribute series. Absolutely not a full fat review over here, guys, but definitely a glimpse of what this phone used to represent back in the day. I can feel it getting hotter. I can feel it already getting hotter over here. Snapdragon 617, huge thumbs down. But anyway, apart from the heating, poor battery life and poor performance, the selfie camera, by the way, 8 megapixel selfie camera, well, yes, not very good, no stabilization. But anyway, even the new one, the Z50, doesn't have stabilization on the front camera. It's just 1080p, so not much of an upgrade about the cameras. Alright guys, so Axon 7 Mini, released in 2016, 8 megapixel front camera, no stabilization of course, but that was the standard back in the day. And if we run, it gets a little bit shaky like that. And what about if we switch to the back 16 megapixel camera, double the resolution? Let's find out. Alright, so we've just doubled the resolution to 16 megapixels from the back camera. Guys, if we run, we get a result like that. But remember, we're talking about 2016 over here, guys. Let's have a look at the rest of the device, shall we? But anyway, guys, I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to touch this device, because back in the day that was of absolutely no interest to me. I never really liked small phones. I was always interested about the flagships, and this being the light version of the flagship, I've never been a fan of. I never bought it back in the day, not many people went for it. But now I realize that if you wanted a smaller phone and didn't want to pay the full price for the full fat one, this one was smaller, more compact, lighter, with still a brilliant screen, 1080p Super AMOLED. You could have got another 2 or 3 years use out of it and moved to something else. But I'm still glad that ZTE still carries on the tradition and is making Axon phones. Maybe they're not the best, maybe they're not available, but they're still there, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please let me know in the comment section below, did you have the Axon 7 or the Axon 7 Mini? What was your experience with it? What happened? Were there any hardware issues that I wasn't aware of at the time? Overall, what was your experience? I would love to hear about, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you like the Tribute series as well. So yeah, thanks guys, and see you in the next one. Adios.